All right. It is Sunday. It is the final day of November. Welcome to the stream. I have a little bit of Christmassy stuff going on behind me, which always makes me happy. And I have you guys here, which also makes me happy. And lots of ponies in the works. You can see behind me my inventory of things going on. There are quite a few ponies being cast up and cleaned and sent off, along with Medallion Club stuff, which I will do the reveal in a little bit here, live on the streamy thing. Yeah, so that should be fun. I can't believe it's already almost December. We're also going to talk about a couple things that I got here, which is kind of fun. I will save that for cross-pollination and what that means for rejuvenating your hobby stuff, and it refreshes things. There's so many good things about not just siloing within one hobby. It might be an ADHD thing. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit, but about all the cross pollinations, because I enjoy that topic and hopefully it'll be interesting for you and maybe you'll find something helpful. So yeah, let's get into it. We have people coming in the morning. Hi, Lizzie. How are you? Welcome. Momo, hello. Jody, hello. Karen, hi. How's it going? Kim, welcome. Oh, cool. You have a time to sit in and enjoy the stream. That's fun. And Lizzie did mention it is my birthday. So thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. It's like covert birthday. I try not to be, well, man, we don't do big things for birthdays. So it is, yeah, I don't know. I get a weird about it. But anyways, that is the thing. So yeah, cool stuff in the works. I have some things to tell you guys. So let me get into Briar News first, because they are doing some stuff, and then we'll go from there. All right. I do so enjoy the little segmenty movie things. So let me pull up what Briar's been up to. They released some sales for Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Thanksgiving sales. I think there was at least 2 big sets of premier horses and stuff that they were posting on their website. I think you had to be a Collectors Club member to get in there, because basically everything sold out fairly quickly. There was some Firehearts available. Let's see if I can find where they were doing their sales stuff. Some people got pictures and screenshots of what was up. I did not, because I was not fast enough. So hopefully if you wanted something, you were able to get what you were looking for. There were very limited quantities, it seemed, of all the stuff. Let's see. Some people were fast and got a whole bunch of different things, so that's kind of cool. I'm playing. Let's scrolly. I'm not finding it. Briar sale. Let's see if I can find it this way. I'm seeing all sorts of different things, but not what I was looking for. Anyway, there we go. So they had their Black Friday sale, and it started on the 21st. So that would have been, when was that? The last Friday. So they did Black Friday early access, and then they did some more stuff. People were getting all sorts of goodies in their carts. Of course, there's always the cart jacking and stuff that happens sometimes. But I did see that there were some Firehearts available. There were some Rhiannon and Remy. There was, not seeing what I was hoping to see. Anyway, there were people that were getting all sorts of different special runs and club editions and premier horses. So that's super cool. They were posting about their early access there. Let's see. So they're saying it continues 50% off on some of their stuff. There's still some things that are available on their page. So they have the après ski on sale for 11% off. Some things up for 25. There were some things for 50. Ornaments for 60% off. Their advent calendars sold out there, but they do have the other little micro one. Christmas specials, Get Rowdy. Let's see what else we got going on here. Some of their swag, which is kind of fun. Their 75th anniversary pint glass. If you want bodies, it's a really good opportunity to buy some cheaper bodies. They still have Marks of Charm. That's going to be their, like, I don't know why they have so many of him in particular, but it's like when they had the resin version of American Pharaoh and they tried to sell him. I don't know if they had a whole bunch of them or what happened with that, but he was on the website forever. And at one point they were like giving them away. So they have some of the Courchevel decorators. If you missed out on that for last year, he's still up on there. There's some of their other Christmas things. I think that's the only kind of special run that's older that's up on the site. Everything else looks... Oh, and they have their 75th anniversary family on for sale, 13% off. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, they have the little... I might have to get her. She's so cute. The little classic Arab mare. Oh, there's another unicorn set. I don't know if they ever went out of stock, but they are cute. And then the evergreen, I can't remember if that's this year's or last year's. So yeah, there are some things still in their shop if you are in there. They did also show better pictures of the premier horse. Where did the pictures go? I have been bamboozled. Hold on. There were better pictures. They lied to me. Oh, they're just on their page. Here we go. Let's try this again. Bam! So this is the premier mare. They actually, I don't think they've ever done so many different angles of one of their new sculptures before for premiere release before the release. So this is kind of cool. We get to see the paint job. This looks like the master. It doesn't look like it is the factory paint job. That looks like it's direct from Mariah. We did have confirmation last week that it is Mariah Vogue that did the paint work and Jen Scott of Aspen Leaf that did the sculpture. Super cool. Lots of action going on there. Lots of little details, wrinkles, the texture in the tail and the movement in the tail is really fun. This is another shot of her. They're calling her a Georgia Grand, so 25% to 75% saddlebred, and then 25% to 75% of a mix of other potential breeds, Frisian, Vanner. There's a whole bunch of ones on the list if you're not familiar with the Georgia Grand. Lots of cool detail. I'm hoping all that stuff in the muzzle translates because that's really nice. We will see how that works out. Here's a close-up of her face. Got cute little fuzzy ears. Got a boopable snoot. Lots of muscling. Really, really nice. She's very cool. So yeah, we will see how those turn out. The hair looks... The tail's a little bit more complex for them to do. Big belly vein there, which is kind of neat to see. The mane keeps it fairly simple for their molding, so hopefully we won't end up with lots of seams and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of cool. What else do we got going on? They sent another email about the Premier Club, but they didn't give any further details on other stuff that will be available in the club later on. Sometimes they tell us the sculptors or give hints of what they might be or silhouettes or more information. We're still a little early in the game. We still have all of December for them to tease this out because the deadline is the end of December and they usually wait till then to kind of do the big stuff. I took a peek at their new page and there really isn't anything super new. They have Horse by Geraldine Brooks with the Lexington ornament. That seemed like it might have been a little bit new, but everything else is older. So we haven't seen any peeks or hints at what the horse will be for the Christmas New Year's Eve. The Christmas Eve horse that they normally do. They do that Christmas special. So we'll see what that looks like and go from there. Oh, thank you guys. I am older, hopefully wiser. We will see. No guarantees though. Cara, hello, welcome to the stream. We are going to do, what are we doing today? We're going to our favorite Italian place for dinner, which is going to be really delicious. They always have the best, most fresh, amazing pasta, and their lamb is quite lovely. So we're going to do that and take a couple friends out for dinner. So that will be kind of fun. And it feels really weird and girly, but it's my husband's birthday yesterday and my birthday today. So we're going to go do manicure, pedicure things just to kind of refresh for winter and clean up. And like, I don't know, it gets so dry here that my heels get all cracky and gross. And he likes the pedicures better than I do. And I get ticklish. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, hopefully it makes my fingers nice and happy for artsing. So see how that works out. We have Kate. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. Donna, hi. Andrea, Sarah, welcome. So yeah, it's been fun. Lizzie says, I love her head. Seems to be small in comparison with her body. I did. It kind of seems like proportionally, maybe that looks a little weird. We'll have to see what pictures look like or what she looks like in hand. I kind of noticed that either her bum is quite large or her head is quite small. But that just means sometimes you need to chop their head off and make a new one. So it's a pretty head. So you head swap it to something else. But see how that goes. Donna says I joined the PC club just for her. She is quite lovely. So we'll see what else is in their lineup and kind of go from there. We have Bobby. Hi, welcome. Good morning or afternoon. I don't even know when or where it is. Hurry up, coffee. That was me the other day. My goodness, it's been quite a week. So we'll see how that goes. Wouldn't it be cool to have a Copenhagen Fireheart? I would cry. I do not have space, as you guys can see on my shelf. I don't even have the Briarfest, Tiger Lily, and Firestorm up there yet. So yeah, that's a thing. We'll see how that goes. If it's Fireheart, usually there's multiple colors and I will struggle, but it would be kind of cool as the thing. So yeah. It's easier to remember too when our birthdays are kind of back to back, but we'd forget otherwise. Our anniversary date is on a plaque at our door so that we remember, because both of us forget. We are not date-centrical people, so it makes it easy. Yeah, if they do pedicures with the reflexology and usually do a bit of massage, I'm so ticklish though, so I like freak out. But it's nice when they do the hands and the arms, because then it just relaxes all the muscles. It feels so weird about girly things, so I'm getting over it slowly, maybe. Hopefully when she's in plastic it'll even out, and it might, because sometimes the bigger spaces shrink a little bit more than the smaller spaces if there's a big air gap. So we'll see how it works out. Pam, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. In black coal, that would be so cool. Oh, could you imagine? Oh, so many dreams. But we'll see. I'll be on it. We'll see. I'll post and share stuff. I've been trying to share some of the more frequent Briar news to the stories on my studio pages. So hopefully you catch that. I did also post to Facebook and Instagram to let you guys know there was a stream. So maybe that was a little bit more helpful too. Sometimes it's hard to balance all the juggly things. There's so much going on, but maybe one day I'll have it like I push a button and it posts and says, hey, like the smarter streamers do, but we're not there yet. So yeah, I did get, let me share. Do this first. Like 5 minutes so that I can do all the different tasks at the same time, because that's super satisfying to watch all the things getting done instantaneously and simultaneously. I need more of that in my life and more of me. I've been having a little bit of trouble with some of my wristy stuff, so I've been bracing them at night and trying to baby them. I also had to get ergonomically friendly mice and keyboards, also wireless, so I can move them, which is super nice, to just make it a little bit easier, because I need these to make ponies, so I've been trying to baby them. But yeah, we'll see how well I can keep them going. It's been doing reasonably well. This side bothers me a little bit more, so I have to maybe go in and see the occupational therapist person and get some braces for these joints because they don't bend the right directions. We have Katie. What's up? Hi, Katie. Karen, it's a big learning curve to keep the stream flowing. Yeah, a little bit. And I do have a button thingy because I totally remember the name of that. Anyway, it's like a little streamy thing, so I can actually automate some of the buttons, and I push a button and it does stuff. But I don't have it set up. I had it for the OBS system, but I don't have it for this one. So anyway, too many things, too many options. My brain goes crazy, and then it dives down rabbit holes, and it's a thing. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying the little segmenty things. They're kind of fun. So yeah, I've been busy casting up a storm. All of the paid in full juggernauts are all cast now, and a whole bunch of them have shipped off. Some of them have landed. There is still a little bit of a border delay, but boxes seem to be moving well. They're just taking a week or two, sometimes longer, especially with the holidays starting to ramp up. That might not change in the positive direction, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm trying to get things out as fast as possible so they can hopefully arrive before the holidays, because we have about a month left, and then we will be good to go straight into the madness that is Christmas. So yay, I love Christmas, as you can see. So yeah, I've been busy with that. So in the next 2 weeks, I should have all of the paid in full orders done. That means that all orders that are placed for paid in full right away, or time payments that are paid off right away, will get shipped right away, which is super exciting. The editions close December 15th. So you have a couple weeks left to order yours on paid in full or time payments for any of the editions, including, I got a waste cast out of my mold. So the masters made it to the Alps. They are working on the molds now. They had some challenges with their horse Rose just the other day. She colicked, and thankfully she's okay. They were having a vacation and yeah, so not much of a vacation. So they might be a little bit behind in getting things shipped out over the next little bit. So I hope you have patience with them, with our orders, and with other artists' orders. But yeah, I will have this guy up until December 15th. It's kind of fun. He's got his little stilts from where I poured him, because they get poured like this. And then some gnarly seam lines on his neck, just because it was a waste mold and it wasn't a production mold. So these guys, this isn't indicative of what the castings will look like that you guys are getting, obviously. This is if something else went wrong, I would be able to replace the master. But this also means that I'm going to do a artist proof on him fairly soon, which would be kind of fun. But super cute. His little ears didn't cast the best, but that's okay. For not just pouring a mold in a finding the resins masters, pouring the mold, and then just half arsing it, I didn't do too bad. I did, like, he's got all his little whisker bumps and his little happy face and his little neck details, and so kind of cool. But anyway, this just meant that I had something to back myself up, because there was no way to replace the master that did go missing at one point and scared the poop out of me. So yeah, there's always adventures here. Katie says it's Sagittarius season and birthday week. It is Sagittarius season. All of us Valentine's Day babies. Kind of awkward. But anyways, I like Sagittarius because it's per pony. Can't get better than that. Karen says, my husband's getting carpal tunnel surgery. Hope yours isn't that bad. It's seems to be more thumb related, which they call de-Quervains. So we will see. It's not like I need my thumbs, but yeah, go from there. Kara, could you have your husband help set up your Stream Deck for a birthday gift? He is not really computer inclined. That is what it is called. I have a Stream Deck, and it was partially set up. It's just finding the time to do that while I'm trying to get all the Medallion Club, Sticker Club, and other stuff out. Jody says, I did get my Jug Life, and he is awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad he arrived all safe. He's making people that weren't able to get the big guy happy, which makes me happy, because he was a fairly limited edition. So it is nice to have the ability to grab the slightly smaller version, slightly more shelf-friendly version in some senses, because the big guy is big. he is larger than traditional. Ooh, where can I find him? So all of the new resins are on my website. It's harder to type on this keyboard because it's angled. So I'm learning. It is hard. chrysalisstudios.com/shop. So this had all the painted pieces on it from the September sale. Here is the classic guy. So he is the one that's behind me here. Big guys there. And then the smaller one's a stablemate scale. That's this guy, Little Jug Life. And then Gabriel is there, and he's the Venti scale. This guy. Super fun. Both Little Jug Life and Gabriel will be cast by Jolt Studios, so they'll ship right out of the States. They won't have the delays that I'm experiencing with shipping the big guys and the Medallion Club because they're not coming from Canada to the US. And then there's some sticker lover packs still, some Medallion lover packs still. There's some Betty Boops, auras, the Joy Heads, either hairless or hair full, art prints, some stickers that are individual. And yeah, lots of good stuff if you're still interested in that. And I can do time payments, so there are options for that. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. Where are we looking at? Bam. So yeah, that is what I am at for now. Hi, Amanda. Welcome to the stream. Gotta catch my brain. I wanted to show you guys this too. Not necessarily the gorgeous colors of the water bottle, but I put this through the dishwasher with the stickers on it, and I was really impressed that they stayed intact. I always get a little concerned, but I do buy from sticker places that say that their stickers are waterproof and outdoor proof. They put laminate on them and the material quality is good. So you should be able to stick your stickers on pretty much anything unless they're a special release. And they should be able to stick on cars. They should be able to stick on water bottles and go through the dishwasher. I can't guarantee that they will be forever safe. At some point they might wear out. But I was really impressed. So that's kind of neat. And if you wanted to do that and protect them forever, you could just coat this in epoxy and then they would stay good pretty much forever. Kind of cool. Club discount can be used on the resins. And if you're ever wondering how that works, just send me an email. Most of them tell you what the club discount is on the page. It is $5 off for the stablemate version of the little Jug Life for Medallion Club members. And then for Medallion Club members, for the big guys, it is $15, I think. And then for the medallions, it's usually about $15. So yeah, you can save yourself quite a bit if you're thinking about it's $30 every month. You get 2 resins. That's $30 right there. Medallion comes free. Ta-da! You do more, it's even more. Works out kind of cool. And then there's discounts on stickers and all that good stuff too. So hopefully that helps because holiday season makes that interesting. All right. What else is going on in the studio that I can reveal to you? I do not have any painted things that are ready just yet. The Medallion Club usually comes in like a Kool-Aid man and stalls things out a little bit. I will save those spoilers till the end, though. I generally do that because it keeps it... People that don't want it spoiled don't get it spoiled on them. So stay tuned to the very end for that. And yeah, Amanda says she got 2 boxes of the last medallion. I'll have to reach out to you. That looks like, I don't know how they did it, but the shipping labels were automatically canceled after so long because that's just how it works with Pirate Ship. So by the time they crossed the border, the labels had already expired. The shipping company that I used didn't return the boxes to me, even though I asked several times. They refused, and they said they were going to ship them anyways. So they still had the same tracking numbers. They still made it through the system. I don't know if I'm going to get charged again for shipping or what the deal is, but I'll have to work it out. So if you were one of those 9 people, I think it was 9 people that had a Medallion Club box that I had to send a replacement for, you may get a second box at some point. So yay, gotta love it. The joys of small business joys. So anyways, I think that is all that is going on with the studio that I can tell you about. So let us move on to so yeah, I love the little guy, and it needs to be less abrupt, but we'll work on that. It's all good. He's so cute. And now I'm distracted. So I wanted to do Raven's rants. So my rant for today, or the topic for today, because it was kind of more fun to do the alliteration, is cross-pollination in the hobby. So this one I kind of have some fun stuff for, because I see a lot of people that get bored of certain areas of the hobby and they get really hyper focused or siloed in, like, oh, briar's boring, or resins are boring, and I want to do this thing. And especially in the creative end of the hobby, I find that there's some really cool stuff you can get by cross-pollinating. So for me, there's the fountain pens, which I like to cross-pollinate with. It allows me to kind of brighten things up a little bit when it's boring writing a whole bunch of different like note cards, which is kind of cute. That's my little note card. It's got a little resin care card. So I get to use the graphic design stuff. I get to play with some of the artistic aspect of it, using the fountain pens to play with things like, oh, I can write glittery color changing notes, which is kind of fun. And they're sparkly pens, so that makes it a little bit more fun. So using other hobbies to refresh things, but also finding inspiration in other areas. So sometimes that can be nostalgia, right? So super, super cute. This is the Serendipity series of books, which is so cute. Written by Stephen Cosgrove and then illustrated by Robin James. And if that doesn't bring back good nostalgic memories, yeah, I found this on one of the horse book auction pages. Just so expressive and wonderful. And sometimes it's nice to get in touch with kind of where the horse part of the hobby came from, kind of for me, that horse passion that isn't necessarily always like Briar centric or model horse centric. Getting stung in the bum. Just the illustrations and the story, it makes that little part of my brain happy again, which is nice. Because sometimes it gets to be, you burn out a little bit, right? So cute. So the art styles can be a cross-pollination. It can be nice to get in touch with that nostalgia. I was lucky enough to also find from the same seller in that group some Rich Rudish magazine clippings. And I adore his work. He was the one that sculpted Sham and my brain, later Roxana, for Briar, which is kind of a cool hobby tie-in, right? That is the wrong side of that page. I'll just do them one at a time. So these are all clippings from magazines of his art, which is really neat. And then these are neat because this is a stallion ad that he did. So this one is for Tamerlan and Tactica. Back in, I think these clippings were from the 90s. 1982. So this is Salon and Palitra. Very, very pretty. And that Art Nouveau kind of style. This one's another Tamerlan, 1982. Stud fee was $5,000. Look at how beautiful that is. So I'm going to get these framed up and put them in the studio because they are just super cool. And then this one doesn't need any introduction, but Padron. So pretty. And even though they're just magazine clippings, They're gorgeous. His work is really hard to get a hold of in general, so I was very lucky to be able to get these guys. And then this is The Chestnut Mare by Rich Rudish. That went in an auction and sold for a high price, apparently, because it says high selling price. Very, very cool. And I just love the Art Nouveau-y feel. I've always been very inspired by that. You can probably tell with the hair that I do that that's something that kind of inspires me. Here's another artist that does Art Nouveau. So Alphonse Mucha. Just so the lovely movement and the lines and the fluidity and the organicness. Hair. Can't go wrong with the hair, right? So cross-pollination from different things like that. If you're looking into miniature painting, some of the miniatures that people paint and following different pages that do stained glass or other things can sometimes give you techniques to improve what you're doing. Lynn Castles Caldwell, let's see, of Snowdrift Studios, has been doing a lot more artistic, case in point, her cover photo. Artistically painted more like a painting, but on the 3D surface to make it look really alive. So you're not just using the forms, she's accentuating the forms with her painting to really add in that light. And that gives it a whole new level. So her taking her oil painting skills from outside of the hobby on 2D canvases and translating that into something that works on a medallion or a full model, which is kind of a neat application. We don't see that very often. Steph Michaud also is doing a lot of that sort of more artistic, painterly like paint work on models, which kind of takes it away from the hyper realistic, whereas this almost makes it more hyper realistic. So, but it's still painterly. It's very interesting to see people incorporate that sort of thing. People using different techniques from the 3D printers to make their models better, or being inspired by, like we were talking about last week, the action figures, and you can do the ball jointed dolls. Let's see. If you haven't looked at those are cool. They call them face-ups when they paint their faces. And you can get some really cool, so if you're looking at doing dolls, they have wonderful tutorials for really realistic and sometimes more fantastical ways of painting faces so that you can go from the blank to the really lifelike face. So imagine taking your Yvonne doll or a Joy head, like I did with the one that I painted really quick, and making it look super realistic. You can use techniques from other hobbies and different ways of taking ideas from different places in the cross-pollination. So I think it's a really important and really cool opportunity to get out of some of the crazy that sometimes happens when you're in a hobby. And if you're just shallow diving into some of the other ones, it's kind of refreshing because it doesn't feel as crazy. But when you get deep into them, they're crazy too. So we're all just crazy in our own ways, right? But it's kind of neat to see how you can apply things in different ways. And it can be very refreshing if you've started to stagnate a little bit or gotten a little bit frustrated, because you can get really cool stuff if you look outside of your bubble. I tell people all the time this with your reference photos too. If you're looking for reference photos, think outside of the box and think about other ways the horse could be in that pose. If they're taking off from a jump or landing, there's different times when they're doing different things, like a horse that's bucking in the field. You might be able to get that landing pose from a jump and see what the muscles are doing without a rider on it if you find a horse playing in the field and bucking in just the right spot, or different angles without tack or without the protective legging. Protective leggings. Yeah, we'll go with it. Things like that. So it's kind of neat to see what people are doing. That's kind of where I got the glow effect from. So when I was doing that one, and it was from looking around outside of the hobby that I was able to find more stuff on, oops, why is it doing that? Don't do that. I was able to find more stuff on different paint, like we're very Iowata focused, it seems like, in the hobby, whereas there's other paint, like airbrush companies that do airbrushes like Harder and Steenbeck, which was highly rated in the miniature tabletop gaming world. So here is some glow stuff. So I was like, that's really cool. I want to incorporate that into horses. So I've done some glowy eyes and stuff. And they have lots of tutorials on things, how to get that look. If you want something more cell shaded like that, there's people that are incorporating that into their model horses. There's the one lady that's doing the spirit horses. It's just really cool. It's a cool way to, if you're feeling a little stagnated, to kind of go somewhere else, or to incorporate other things, which really refreshes the juju of the hobby and the motivation and the energy. So hopefully that helps. Sue Daw's art is also very nice. Arwen, my corgi was nodding her head to the beat of your last intro. That's so cute. Let's see, I missed a few comments. Let me just catch up here. Can't wait to get my payments. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so that's for the last medallion, the Kelpie medallion. Some people who had their box go missing might get a second medallion. I've only seen 2 of them that have popped up so far, so I don't know what happened to the rest of them, if they will ever show up or if they just got tossed, because like I said, their postage was technically expired. So, and they wouldn't return me the boxes when I asked. They just decided to cross the border with them anyways. So hence me switching shippers. They even offered discounts to people for people to come back, which was kind of unfortunate. I will do a sneaky peeky of the new medallion very shortly. And I did show the new sticker. Let me pull that up. So some of you got really excited when I showed off the sticker. I guess I could have put this in the other category, but that's okay. All right. So this is both the People's Choice medallion and sticker for this go round. So some of you were very excited because you did ask for a fantasy and you did ask for a dragon horse, and a lot of you asked for a draft. So I took them all and went and gave you a dragon pony. Lisa Frankie like colors. It wasn't the original plan, but we did it anyway. This isn't really a big spoiler, I guess. So I won't do the medallion. He's kind of cool. I was quite excited. And there's a lot of really cool textural stuff going on in all of his scales, which should be really fun in the stickers. So that one will be what you're getting in your sticker club or your medallion club box for this month. And hopefully you enjoy it because it's kind of fun. And I made it a draft because that's what you guys asked for, but also we haven't really seen a dragon draft that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I think it's kind of neat. I opted more for the dragon end of things with a little bit of the horse. He still has feathers, still kind of horsey features and build. I was debating if I did a mane and a tail, but I obviously wanted to do the dragon tail. I could have put a little fluff at the bottom. It's always interesting to see what works and what doesn't. They tell you as you work on them along the way. And then the Lisa Frankie colors were totally a surprise. That was not my original plan. He just decided that he wanted to be Lisa Frankie. So I've actually wanted to do a series of Lisa Frank kind of inspired stuff, going back into that kind of nostalgia of where my horse obsession started and how it was fed, because I really enjoy it. And Lisa Frank was a big part of that. Also the bright, brilliant colors. Love the neons and the just the energy. It's so bright and refreshing, and I'm really marinating myself in that kind of energy and vibe right now. So yeah, you might see more Lisa Frank colored stuff. And if you do want to see it, let me know in the chat or in the comments, because I will be happy to oblige if you guys would like to see more of that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy him. He's kind of cool. I had a lot of fun making him. So that will be what is in the boxes for now. Let me share. Trying to catch up on all of the things. Yeah, the resin care card's kind of new for me. Jody's saying it's smart to have it in the box. It just kind of goes over some of the basics, that there is a little bit of prep work required, kind of what to do for that. Make sure to look at your pony within 2 weeks of arrival to make sure there's no issues, nothing broke. Because I can't always guarantee that I will have molds and castings to replace things if you need that in the future. There's only so much mold life, and I try and keep a couple around, but that doesn't always work out. Sue Dawes' art was very inspiring. Hi, Glenda. Hair, glorious hair. Katie, that's kind of what I'm doing with my medallions. It's nice to see and expand the scope of artistic aesthetic skills. And medallions are a great playground for stuff like that. I think they're getting overlooked nowadays, maybe with the advent of all these 3D prints being more easily accessible. But medallions are a great place to only have to paint kind of one side of something. You're not having to match it on the other. You can try new techniques without it being too crazy. You can really experiment with all the details, because usually, like Jody said in the past, there's a lot of detail packed into a larger, usually head area that you can access versus even a traditional size head. They're usually a little smaller. So you can really work on some of those skills and also send them out to have little bite-sized pieces of not only the sculptor's work, but also the painter's work. So if you really admire a sculptor's work, sometimes you can't afford a full resin, but you can get a medallion. And it's a really nice opportunity. I started with that with some of the mink pieces when I started collecting. I wasn't able to afford her resins, but I was able to get medallions. And being able to afford like a Jen Scott painted piece or a Carolyn Boydston painted piece, I could do a medallion. I couldn't do a full horse. So that gives options as well, which is kind of nice. Love the colors. Dale says, my daughter's a Lisa Frank inspired sticker artist. She's totally enjoying creating her images. It's a really fun, it's just, I love the color and the energy and the nostalgia. It's like a sweet combination of all the goodness. I really enjoy it. Jody says medallions are my favorite things to paint. And you can do some really artistic stuff. And on that note, should we, I was going to do one more thing before we go. In cross-pollination, sometimes I get ideas for things by seeing what other products and stuff is out there in other areas that might be fun to bring to model horses. And sometimes I just do stupid stuff, like be inspired by Teresa to get these things. And if you haven't seen these, I haven't done an opening of anything in a while, and then we'll do the Medallion Club reveal. So this is a Miniverse Make It Dinosaurs. You guys, some of you know that I love dinosaurs, and it is Jurassic Park themed. So these guys, you actually take their kits, and they're a Make It kit. There's some of the pictures of some of the stuff. So you put the little dinosaur in the little egg or the container, and then you build it, usually with a clear resin. So they do plants, they do desserts, they do toys, they do all sorts of really cool stuff. And this was on sale. Like, I cannot get the dinosaur on sale. So pardon me while I rip open a dinosaur egg. It's like my birthday or something. But I don't know why they put 2 layers on it. I hope I get a Velociraptor. I kind of like the little canister one versus the egg, but it's like a little mini craft kit, which I'm slightly obsessed. Teresa got the little pet ones, so they have little pets. You can get little hamsters and little axolotls and little fish, and then you build their little tank and put the resin in there, and it's pretty cute. So this is my canister to enclose said dinosaur, which is like the little egg pods from the movie. I love details like that. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So that is a capsule. That is I got a little briefcase. Oh, so what's in the briefcase? Hold the phone. Species 5201. I don't know what that means. because I don't know their species numbers off by heart. Then there's another little, that is more canister things, I think. And then there's a hose, and I'm not sure what the hose is for. I don't know how to do this, but we'll figure it out together. I do live with the dinosaur. It is a mini blue. Oh my god, these instructions are crazy. I might not actually make it here. So it says it's got DNA powder, liquid DNA, and I have to place the egg upside down in the incubator. Use the key to open the in. This is not something I can do on the stream. Use the key to open the inner egg. Do not crack the eggshell. With a spoon, add 1 to 2 leveled spoonfuls of dried DNA powder to the liquid DNA inside the egg. Using the pipette, add the DNA liquid B inside the egg to the liquid A. Do not overfill. It says use the key, hello, to tightly close the inner egg. Shake the egg mix so that the DNA mixes together, and then crack the eggshell on a hard surface so that you have your dinosaur. I will not be able to do this live on the stream, but I can feel a canister. I will show you what the instructions are. So it says take all the things, put the thingy, so the DNA goes in there. You put more DNA in there, you mix it, and then there's a dinosaur inside. I'm actually really excited about this. I did not realize that this was going to be so intensive, but that's kind of cool. So let me see if I can find it better. I got a dinosaur for my birthday. I'm excited. Miniverse. So it's specifically the Make It mini versions that we were looking at. So you can bake a cake. You can make little, that looks like a little bath thing with a little loofah. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is about super tiny like food and cute stuff, but my goodness. Like mixing the spa stuff. There's little alcoholic drinks if you want little. That would actually be really good for props depending on what size they are for your models. Then there's the animal ones somewhere. There's plants. You can do a little like cute plant thing. I saw potions from Harry Potter. They did do those. Let's see. There's little pet fairs. They got little guys. Look at the axolotl too. Okay, I'll do the dinosaur and then I'll have to share pictures because that is a requirement. Let's see. Love the miniverse items. I want the animals, says Kim. I know, the animals are so cute. The dinosaur's kind of like an animal. Let's see what this container looks like. So it said not to break the egg, but I can at least show you guys what the container looks like. Oh, you can see him. I think it's a Indominus. Look at him. I wonder how that's going to look when I put the dino DNA in there, because you can kind of see him in there. But he is cute. I didn't realize you'd be able to see him. Don't shake the baby. I almost want to leave it like that, because you could see the purple. Where is his face? Where is his little baby face? Come on, camera. You can do it. I don't know what it's trying to focus on, but it's not focusing on the little baby. Focus on the baby. Anyway, I got a little dinosaur in a thing. So yeah, that is going to be fun to play with later. I don't know what the little tube's for. Just to make sure he can breathe, maybe. But anyway, dinosaurs are fun. So yeah, they make cute little things. And I love little crafty stuff. It's kind of cool to see stuff like that because it's like, oh, the little drink things. Can those be incorporated into a performance setup? Or can I do something cute with little snacks and bottles? I don't know. Maybe I can. It's just nice to think about different things that you can do. Want to ride one of those so bad. Feels like we should be an art hangout thing. Maybe I could do that in the art hangout. I want to do one on next Saturday, I think, for all the club members. The mini fridge for my barns, ice cube, coffee cans. Yeah, like that. All the stuff that you can put in your barns and decorate things with. Little plants. I love the plants. Anyway, Mallory says, I have 8 of the Miniverse animals sitting in a Target cart right now. And usually for Black Friday, there's sales, so it's hard. Oh, I try not to. I did answer your question next Saturday. I was going to do one for yesterday, and then we had some things kind of go a little bit sideways. So I was not able to do that, and probably not a good idea just before the Medallion Club goes out because I got a lot of work I got to get done. And now there's a birthday thing, so we got to go do that. I got the most. I should have brought them down here. They make the best stuffed cupcakes ever here in Airdrie, and there is a banana split one, and we got 2 different kinds of flavors each, and so excited. Banana split is banana bread with like a cherry flavored whipped cream on the inside, and then the banana bread's just the most deliciously moist ever, and then it's topped with more of the whipped cream and then chocolate ganache over the top with little cherry, and oh, it's just so good. I dream about those cupcakes, and I will get one. And then they have cookie dough ones where they're stuffed with cookie dough. There is a sticky toffee pudding that has caramel on the inside and the sticky toffee pudding, and then it's got whipped cream on them. And then an Oreo one that has Oreo whipped cream inside of it. I love it when you can do little mini cakes and then you can do all the flavors because I can never pick. I can never decide. They have an orange creamsicle one that's really good. I just so excited for cupcakes. But anyways, sorry, I'm making you hungry. All right, let us go to the reveal. And I didn't do a fancy photo, but that's okay. We'll do it anyway. Let me see if I can find where they went. So if you don't want it to be spoiled, run away now. I love you. I will see you next time. If you don't mind having your Medallion Club spoiled, we'll go ahead and spoil it for you. So meet Reka. I might have given you little baby spoilers when I was talking about the Art Nouveau, Alphonse Mucha inspired Rich Rudish stuff, because I have done something kind of artistic. She looks really, really cool backlit, so I have to show her off backlit. I will edit this. Hold on 1 second and make it a little bit so you can see around the outside. There we go. You can see here how the light on the back just looks so cool. So there is a, let's see. As I type in things. Flower in the corner. She's actually a Marawari. You can see the curve of her ears there. And that kind of accents all of the Art Nouveau-y hair. You wanted a light breed. This was people's choice. And you wanted the more artistic kind of twist on it. And you guys put me in a very interesting box of how to do this, which was kind of fun. So I really enjoyed making her. She's got some cool stuff going on, the artistry in the hair and trying to get that Art Nouveau-y feel. This is the fun with medallions that we can really enjoy, where it's that artistic component that you can't really get away with the full models. And I haven't done a Marawari before. Getting to kind of experience some of the Indian culture as I was playing with it. There is a little right in the swirl of the hair next to the flower at the base of the neck where the shoulder would be. There's a little engraving that's an Indian kind of pattern, which is kind of fun. It was meant to be a little bit subtle. And the flower, let me pull up what the name of that flower is. It's from a teak plant. Let me share. I can't remember the name of it. My goodness. It is very cute though. I'll pull up a different picture of her and then you can see more of what's going on. So this is without the back lighting. So there's lots of little details in there with the wrinkles in the neck. You can kind of see the flower and the leaves there, how the hair has a whole bunch of detailing in it. Her twisty, beautiful little ears, lots of wrinkles. And Eyelashes. Nash comes in like a wrecking ball. Don't you, buddy? Oh, bonk. Here's another view of different lighting. Lots of little goodness, lots of wrinkles in the lips. She's just got such a cool feel. And Reika means like a drawn line or a continuous line. So it worked for the hair, and I really liked the sound of it. It was kind of fun. And it said that it was kind of used in like the lines of dancing. So when you're composing something or making a composition in art, you want your lines to flow. So it was very fitting, just kind of fun. If I can flip this one around, here's another version of different lighting. It's always so hard because the lighting, I haven't gotten the one that I like the best yet. So you can kind of see different details depending on how she's lit, which is kind of fun. So I'm really excited about her. Hopefully she'll be really fun to paint. Let's see if I can flip this other one around. Downloads. Perfect. Hitting the wrong buttons with my new mouth. Here's with some more artistic lighting. Just so cool. The curve of the ear worked so well with all the Art Nouveau hair and the little flowers in the corner. Just kind of neat. It was a neat exploration, and it was kind of cool that you guys had voted for that, and that's what you wanted to see. Oh, Katie says moist. Katie says she needs it. Donna likes it. Jody likes it. Donna, yeah, I'm so glad you guys like her. Fun with translucent paint. And to backlight her would be really fun too. I kind of want to make something like a lamp out of it. Lizzie says, hi, Nash. I don't know where he went. Cara says, beautiful. Thank you. I'm very excited. This is the Medallion in person. So it's quite, it'll be a little bit thinner than this. We cast them a little bit thick to begin with and then send them down. But you can kind of see all of her flowy hair. She's just got such a really cool, soft, artistic feel. And I really tried hard to capture that Art Nouveau-ness to it without going overboard. I was going to do a fancy frame, and I didn't really want to take away from her and her details. Let's see if I can find that darn flower name. Come on, flower. Flower, where's the flower? I want the flower. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Rohida flower. So let me show you what the Rohida flower is. So they're beautiful, like a red, vibrant, orangey yellow. So they're from Rajasthan, which is where Marawaris are from, which is why I picked that particular flower. And let's see what they say about this. It is the state flower of Rajasthan. Treat for the eyes when you get to see it blooming in the desert. So a Marwar teak, or a desert teak tree, is what it comes from. And birds love it. And it's just so pretty. Like even just on the plant itself, the crinkly leaves are really fun. And I loved the colors of it. To see those pops of color in the desert must be just fantastic. Some of them are a little bit more on the yellow side. If you wanted to paint it like something else, you definitely can. You're not obliged to paint it like that. You're also welcome to customize it if you would like to make her into something not a Marawari, but I really like the little twists of the ears. And I've wanted to do them for a while. It was just the perfect example. And I haven't done these breeds before, so super, super fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But there's the little Rohida flowers in the corner with their little stamens. That was hard to sculpt flowers, I'll tell you something. Nasharu, exactly. He's been so good. Oh, I did have stuff to show you about him. Her eyes. Oh, I'm glad you like her eyes. It's just kind of fun. got a nice soft feel to her. It's hard to get it across in photos, but actually, I'm impressed with my new lighting setup. It seems to do a good job. Sometimes tech works. So I had he's been very good about hanging out, and now he wants to cuddle sometimes. He's not a cuddly dog, but sometimes he'll be like, I just want to lay on your lap. And I couldn't move then because it doesn't happen very often. And he's huge, as you can see. That is my lap. So, oh, and you wanted head scaling? It's my forehead. Which is actually kind of funny. It's the exact width of my face. But we shall see. I'll show you more pictures of Nash because I have them. And he doesn't want to come here in person, apparently. I went and got him a Santa outfit, and the Santa outfit does not fit him. But his little hat, he got to wear his little hat. Which is kind of cute. And so I have to take the Santa costume back, but he was being adorable while he had it. Look at his little, see how it does not fit at all, even a little bit. But he was being super, super cute. He is definitely a joy to have in the studio, and he makes sure to inspect every box and every bag and everything that could possibly be coming and going in the house. And then we ended up upgrading his bed size because he is not a small dog. He is a giant dog, and giant dogs need giant beds. So we actually stacked the beds because he likes laying off of them, as you can see here. So he purposely lays off of the beds, even if they're giant, and is being super cute. Yeah, the lighting seems to work better with focusing up close, which is kind of nice, especially when it comes to like resins. It can be really hard with white things, but it seems to do a way better job. So I will try and keep going with the setup. So that was the Nasho, doing the Nasho things. And I did have... I would get rid of this one. And there's a little video of him playing at the park because we've been taking him to the public dog park now. And he's got a couple puppy friends that he enjoys playing with. And this gives you some idea as to Nash scale because he is quite large. Ba-ba-da. It is thinking hard. I'll make it larger when it loads.
Go get him.
Or collie.
Go get him.
But he loves just running. And then the little thing's some sort of...
Hi, kitty.
Brittany Spaniel-y type thing. But yeah, he like how he's got a tail like a cheetah. It's kind of fun. But he's enjoying his puppy playtime, and he just wants to run around and be a dingus. And they have quite a nice little park there where they can run around. And he's usually faster than most dogs, but that little one who's like parkour dog, he wanted to bounce off everything, which is kind of fun. So, and then that's kind of been... I don't really have a hyperfixation for this week because it's been Medallion Club week, so I've been busy trying to get all that done and all the juggernauts out, and yeah, it's been fun. So I have to unfortunately take off and go do things, so I will not do the hyperfixation, but you have spoilers, which is kind of fun. Parkour dog, exactly. And my stomach is growling. We need to go do breakfast quickly before we do other things. So, all right, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for being part of this and the birthday wishes and all the good stuff. So I will have some fun giveaway stuff coming soon, along with some show information coming soon, because I'm going to be starting up a photo showing thing. So that should be cool. I'm excited. It will be a Medallion homage to wonderfulness with hopefully some really cool prizes, and it should be kind of cool. So we will see you guys. Katie says, I want to sign a petition for a Nash medallion. Maybe be like Nash and Turbo. Be like, ta-da! They're super cute. Brenda. Hi, Brenda. You can go back and like scrub back and see stuff if you would like. Alrighty, so these are saved. I forget to remind you, they're saved on YouTube permanently and Facebook for a short period of time. If you ever want to go back and scrub through them, you can. Listen to me at 2 point whatever speed, which might be interesting because I will sound like a crazy chipmunk because I already talk pretty fast. And yeah, see if there's anything you like. Like the stream if you would like to. I would appreciate it because it allows other people to see it. You can also follow, like, subscribe on YouTube and see my stuff as it comes out. I will see you guys next week for our first December stream, and on the Saturday probably I will see you for Club Art Hangouts, where we hang out and just talk hobby and revive for the week. So it's like this, but a little bit more homey and personal. So alrighty, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all. Love you guys. Don't feed the trolls. Extra don't feed the trolls over Christmas because Christmas makes everybody extra crazy. So it's like feeding a gremlin at midnight and then dunking it in water. Don't do that. Don't do any of that because then you will have ugly gremlin trolley babies, and then they're already bad. So you don't need to make them more bad. And then they will breed. So don't. It's just